Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Canis Terminus Patrol, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. Yeah, I know, we just did the patrol, and we just last week did the vehicle that you're going to see in the second half of the video, but that was in the snow. This is regular Will It Off-Road, and we're back resuming the Agents of Sabotage season of Will It Off-Road. The snow just tends to usually feature some vehicles that are from the most current DLC because, you know, you got to get the views and go where you think they're going to go or where they're going to come from. So, you know, that's why. By the way, at the outset, we have in the top left-hand corner Commander Hobo's footage. Also on screen from time to time, you will see Sparing Donkey. We are all three in Termini. I don't know. Except Hobo's is the civilian version, and Donkey and I are both in the patrol, though don't tell Donkey I told you that because he's clearly made his undercover. But anyways, fantastic vehicle for off-roading. The only problem is, you just saw it there, and you're going to see it repeatedly. Well, actually, two issues with this thing. One, it suffers from the all-wheel drive understeer just a little bit more than some other all-wheel drive vehicles, it feels like. I don't have like hard data from handling files or anything like that to back that up. It's just kind of a, you know, seat of your pants meter, and it just feels like it has a harder time going around a corner if you're on the throttle than some other all-wheel drive off-roaders. The second is there's a lot of body roll. The suspension is kind of mushy, and it doesn't really elegantly handle some of the bumps and jumps all that well. And because of that, you have to be really careful that you're not going to wind up rolling over, or that you're not going to be, you know, airborne over a little bit of a jump when you weren't expecting to be, and then or you can't make a corner, or you can't brake in time. Like right there was a little bit of both, the understeer and just the bounciness. I had kind of gotten a little bit of air coming up that hill and couldn't stop in time. Here is the bouncy not wanting to let me go where I want to go because it's just bouncing all around. So Terminus is a very capable off-roader, no doubt about it, but it does have some things that hold it back from being like the best. It still ranks pretty high, but it does struggle just a bit. But we're up for our final little bit of the climb. Coming up, hit the rock just a little bit, but we are up to the top of Mount Chiliad. 2 minutes, basically 30 seconds. So, will it off-road? Yeah. I mean, that was fine. You know, it's just, you have to be aware of its limitations, and when you are, you can turn in a pretty decent time with it. By the way, it stopped me revving. That's those two over there. I wouldn't rev and launch myself off the side of the mountain. I'm not sure what they were doing. So, in terms of where this falls in our big long list, which, by the way, there is a link in the description down below to the spreadsheet of all the vehicles we have ever tested in Will It Off-Road, broken down by just overall, then by class. Then there's a tab for the snow. Oh my gosh, we're in trouble, but look at that skill. Absolute skill recovery. No luck was involved there whatsoever. But anyways, the spreadsheet also has the snow, because it's kind of like its own offshoot. And then after that, there's a tab for every update to GTA Online. And you can check and see how different cars stack up against the stuff that came out in the same update if you really want to. But overall, we have tested 457 vehicles as of this video, and the Terminus Patrol is 25th. It is 0.217 seconds slower than the Enus Paragon S. Yeah, I'm reading that right. And it is 0.6 of a second faster than the classy DR1. In terms of emergency vehicles, that was a weird jump there. I'm still not sure what caused that, and I wasn't watching just then. I just kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye. Anyways, emergency vehicles. We've tested 18 as of this video, and the Canis Terminus Patrol is the new #1. It comes in 3.483 seconds faster than the Declasse Impaler, hi Hobo, SC Cruiser. I knew it was coming, so I was just waiting for it. Again, looking out of the corner of my eyes. Stats are over on my monitor to the right. The video playing in the middle here. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's first. This will be compared to second place. It is also in Agents of Sabotage. Out of the 5 vehicles that have been tested from that update, also first. 5.87 seconds faster than the Dinka Jester RR wide body. And then kind of comparing it, just some other stats, it is 18.4 seconds faster in the dry conditions here than it was in the snow. Stands to reason, though that does show it's pretty competent off-road if it's only an 18-second gap. And it is 10 seconds slower than the civilian version. We are down on our controlled descent, 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Looks like some jumps didn't go so well, and we just had a wheel from Canis Terminus showing there at the end. I do have the 1 level because I managed to take out a hiker or 2 on the way up. But it is time for the damage descent, where we fling the vehicles off the side of the mountain. Because, let's face it, at some point you are going to fall off the mountain or any trail that you're off-roading on in GTA Online. So this is science. We're sciencing here to find out just, what type of damage you can expect your vehicle to take when you fall off the mountain, so that you know what condition it's going to be when you reach the bottom, when gravity has stopped doing gravity things. But this one was a lot of fun because we were in quite a bit of a wrestling match. Everybody shedding body parts, and we had a good time. And you can hear as my voice cracks a lot of that good time shenanigans that we were having, as well as some things that happened behind the scenes and some outtakes that didn't make it into the final video, including a fail where we had to restart on this vehicle. By watching the behind-the-scenes version. There is info in the description down below on how you become a channel supporter and gain access to that ad-free, less edited version of Will It Off-Road and all my community videos that feature our Discord conversation instead of this voiceover. Also down there is Will It Off-Road Bingo, which I'm currently in the process of revamping, adding some new things, pulling out some old things, and trying to just make it a little more, just expand it out a little bit more to give people better chances of winning. By the way, look at this, up and over the woodpile. So if that's on your bingo card, yep, that doesn't happen all that often. But we're down 1 minute, 36 seconds. Let's take a look at the damage on the Terminus Patrol. Most of the windows are gone. There's one headlight and one brake light. I kind of worded that weird, but then both reverse lights are gone. The right doors are missing, the tailgate is missing, the rear bumper is missing, the doors that are remaining and the hood will not close. It has bent wheels and body damage with an extra space after the G and before the E that I need to fix in editing. There's our support vehicles from the front, and then when we go to the back, Donkey's just going to run away for some reason. I don't know, but that's going to bring us to our next vehicle. The Invetero Coquette D10 Pursuit. I love this thing. I like its looks. I like the design I chose for it. I like how on both this and the one that we just did, the Terminus Patrol, they thought about the emergency lights. We've got some in the grill here, and then some just above the engine, in the engine cover there in the back. And in the Terminus Patrol, there's a light bar in the back that's just there regardless of what top you put on it, so that you always have those rear-facing red and blues, which you know what? Sometimes Rockstar does attention to detail really well. Not often. Let's be honest about the situation. But sometimes they do attention to detail really well. And I think that just, ensuring that no matter what emergency lighting kits you went with, to be able to still have some kind of stealth lights was really cool. I dig it. Another thing I dig is, the Vainglorious community. A lot of great people who hang out, have a good time, play a bunch of different games on a bunch of different platforms, and you can join it. If you're watching Will It Off-Road regularly, then you need to be a part of it, and you can do so by hitting up the link in the description down below to the Vainglorious Discord server. We would love to have you, and if you're a member there, oh hey look, it's popping up on the screen right now. If you're a member there and you're playing the game, we're recording or live streaming, and on the right platform, then you can join us. And of course, that's also where I'm taking suggestions for additions and changes to Will It Off-Road. I will, you know, look at the comments on this video and as well. If you are a regular viewer or even a new viewer, and there's something you think should be on the bingo card that, you know, you've never seen before if you play bingo, which I think I mentioned, the link to that is in the description. Let me know about it. You know, things that you know happen regularly or even infrequently in Will It Off-Road. I would love to hear your input as well. But the best way to give me that feedback is through Discord. That way I can find it easier than I can by trying to remember which video and when a comment was and all of that good stuff. But the D10, you know, the Pursuit struggles with the same thing as it did in the Snow and as its civilian version. It has enough power that it struggles to put it down. You know, it has decent traction, and you know, it's a low-slung sports car, you know, but it still gets up over the bumps, bushes, kind of. But it just really struggles to find enough grip to put down the power. As my phone starts going crazy about its VP, and I don't know what's up with that. But anyways, it did manage to make it to the top, though, in a pretty decent time. We are up 2 minutes, 42 seconds. So, Will It Off-Road? Yes. Like how Hopo has started giving like his little "I made it" honks at the end of all of his runs. It cracks me up. So, that 242.47 is good for 96th place. My voice is really cracking a lot today. 96th place out of 457 overall. It is 0.017 seconds slower than the Vapa Dominator GTX, and then it tied with the Overflowed Entity XF, by the way, my favorite car in GTA Online. And the way we handle ties is first it goes to class. So if two vehicles have the exact same time, they're just alphabetical order by class. That's why the Coquette in emergency in this case is E before S for supers for the entity. That's how that happened. And then after that, if there's still a tie, if they're like in the same class, then it goes to manufacturer. And then we do have one of these instances. I need to look it up and remember what it is. If it's still tied within manufacturer, then it goes alphabetical by the car model name. So yeah, that's how we handle ties. I lost my place in my notepad. There it is. Out of the 18 emergency vehicles we have tested, it is third. So even though, you know, it trailed by a bit, by about, what, 13 seconds, it's still enough for third. It is 9.31 seconds. Try again. 9.317 seconds slower than the Declasse Impaler SX Cruiser. But it is 0.683 seconds faster. So what is that, 683 thousandths, 10 thousandths? I don't know. Faster than the Bravado Gauntlet Interceptor. And then in terms of Agents of Sabotage, it is fourth out of the fifth, which not so great. But we have more to test, so I'm sure it'll probably climb the list. It is 0.9 of a second slower than the Bravado Banshee GTS. And then the only other vehicle in the list is the Taco Van, which we tested actually years ago, but it hasn't changed. Oh wow, the tree and the crashes can speak them. It hasn't changed, you can just buy it now. It's a Pegasus vehicle, but it still has all the same performance numbers, so it'll perform exactly the same. So that test from years ago stands, and it DNF'd. So yeah, this is only fourth, and it's, yeah, the other one DNF'd. But you know, it's a sports car, not meant to be off-roading. We just do it because it's fun. And that Seiki just absolutely got owned by whatever that car is. Dude just rammed right into him. Nice jump from Hobo. Managed to land on top of our new Rock Zion. And then still managed to land after that. So we're back at the top for the final damage descent for today. And while we're making our way down, I just want to say thank you. I know there are a lot of things you could have been doing with your time. Even if you were here on YouTube, there are thousands of new videos that went live at the same time mine did. And you chose to watch this, and I greatly, sincerely appreciate that. I usually cram this in at the very end, but I wanted to spend a little bit more time with it. I do truly appreciate that of everything you could have done, you've chosen to watch this, and you've chosen to watch most of it because you're still here hearing this 15 minutes into a almost 18-minute video. So, sincerely, I'm grateful that you're here. The views help, likes help, comments do help. I know every YouTuber says it, but every YouTuber says it because it's true. If you like the video and leave a comment, that's engagement, and that does help the video get seen by more people. Granted, watch time is the key. You know, so if you just want to watch this on like 0.25, maybe turn your speakers off. Hey, I'll get 400% watch time off of your view. No, don't do that. Don't cheat the system. I know there's people out there that encourage you, but don't do it. Unless it's Spiffing Brit, then by all means help him with his experiments because they're great, they're hilarious, and they show us how broken YouTube truly is. This thing has had a rough time in the bumpy, muddy bits, especially. Tried to get over the wood pile for 2 out of 2 in a video today. Didn't happen. I just didn't have the approach angle or the speed necessary. Hobo didn't either. He got rejected as well. But we are down 1 minute 43 seconds, so let's take a look at the damage on the Coquette D10 Pursuit. 2 of the windows are gone, 1 headlight and 2 taillights are missing. The grill emergency lights are busted. The hood of the trunk will not close. And it does have a minor body damage. It's mostly up on the front. I think the front left actually is where it is as we wait for it to slowly spin around. Yeah, it's kind of partially starting to collapse there. But we'll see our support vehicles from the front, and then we'll see them from the rear. And once again, thanks so much for watching Will It Off-Road. We'll be back next week with, I don't know, because there'll probably be a new car coming out between now and then when I record. So we'll see. But we will be back next week with more Agents of Sabotage vehicles. And until then, let's try that again. Until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.